Hi there, Karen here, and today I decided to use a sketch for the that go quite well with these photographs I've got of a visit to the spa that we made on my birthday, or the day we were spending with my daughters and their boyfriends for my birthday. After lunch, we all went to a spa, which was a surprise. I didn't know anything about it. So I've decided to use this sketch, but before I start putting anything down, I'm going to spray the background a bit with some Heidi Swap colour shine in teal, and then I'm going to use some mint. So this is the teal, which is one of my favourites. I use it quite a lot. It's got a lovely sparkle to it. I also have a mint one, which I'm using as well. I think there might be a problem with the nozzle, but as you can see in a moment, it just comes out in a great big splat. So I don't know quite what causes that, but I thought I'd just leave it as a single splat going up into the corner. A lot of it will be covered up anyway. So I've left it at that for the moment. I will come back and do a little more later. And then I'm working with the papers from my August kit. These are all from the Carousel collection. All the colours that I love, these teals and minty colours are all my favourites. So that's what I wanted to use that. And this black and white, which goes really well with it as another layer of the under the photos. This is going to be a nice contrast to the blue in the background. So I'm just cutting that to size, looking at the sketch all the time, pretty well staying quite close to the configuration on the sketch. So I'm just going to cut that down, making sure that it's about the right size to take the photos. And then I need to find another piece of paper to go along behind that black and white stripe horizontally. I don't know if you can see on the sketch, there is a horizontal piece that goes behind the black and white paper. To start with, I'm having a go with these banner paper that I had in that was from the kit, another one from the Carousel collection. And I cut some banners down, and I cut them out and try them out on the layer. As you can see there, the colour is just not right. It's too close. Both those pieces either side are just the wrong colour to go with the blue that I've chosen. So I've picked out this piece of Bella Boulevard paper, which is actually from the July kit. And I thought it's a bit more colourful, and it's got some of the colours that are in the background on it. So I thought I'd give that a go. And I cut that to size and put that in place. But that actually ultimately will also not make it onto the layout. But for the time being, I'm sticking with it and trying to build up the various elements that you can see on the sketch. And the next element I'll be working on is on the left-hand side, down at the bottom, there's looks like a small doily, but it's a circle which has got a nice colour, a decorative edge. So I'm going to use some steel dies from Spellbinders. I've got quite a few dies. You can see a little bag there. Well, it's more like a folder. And I've got one called Splendid Circles, and it's got gives a really pretty edge to a circle, and it's about the right sort of size. So I'm going to try using that with this star paper, also from the Carousel collection. So I'm going to cut that out on my e-bosser, which is an electronic die cutting machine, which I've done there. And you can see it's got a really lovely edge to it. And then I thought it was needed a bit of colour against the white background, so I've used some a blue gelato. And then when I put it in place, I didn't like it at all. Didn't think it worked. So there we go. I'm just sort of saying, nope, don't like this, and I don't like that one either. So I've come up with an alternative. I took this piece of paper. It's got the minty paper with the swimming costumes on. It's from a Carter Bella 6x6 paper pad, and I thought, as we're all in swimming costumes, that was quite an appropriate one to use. And then the orange paper came out of my scrap box, and that's from Simple Stories Posh. I had a piece of that left, and I thought the colour went really well. I really like the combination of turquoise and peach or orange. These colours go really well together, so I thought that would make a nice pop of colour behind the black and white paper, and would go much better with and not be quite as busy as the piece I had in the first place. And although the sketch doesn't call for it, I've cut it into a banner because I think that looks better on the edge there. So I'm just going to stick down my silver doily, It's the first time I've used a silver doily. I've used a gold one a couple of times, but against the white background, and I just thought the silver looked quite cool, so I really had it in my stash, thought I'd use it for something different pop of colour, make a change from gold. And it goes quite well with the colours in those papers. So I've decided that before I stick down any more papers, I'm going to stick down that little die cut there with all the swimming costumes on, and then I'm going to do a little bit more mixed media using some silver. It's the Heidi Swap metallic texture paste in silver. And again, I've used the gold before, but I haven't used the silver very often, and it's really pretty. So I thought I'd put a nice little collection of stars around the silver doily using the new mask that I got in my October kit. So there we are, just a little collection of stars. And I'm just going to do a few more splatters. I thought it needed a little bit more colour up there. So I've got the teal Heidi shine back out again. And I'm just going to splatter that around the top, around the doily. So it just gives a little bit of splashes of colour there. I don't like too much white space. I'm not good at white space. So now while that's drying, I'm just going to attend to my layers, and I'm just outlining all the papers with a teal coloured zig pen. And then I'm going to start sticking the layers back together. So starting with putting the photographs in place, sticking them onto the black and white paper. And then I'm going to stick that to the banner piece. And finally stick that layer, once I've got it in nice and horizontal. It was a bit skew-iffy. I'm going to put that onto the background of the blue background there. And that's all my layers ready to go. So having now left my layout for a while to dry, all the texture paste has dried now, so I can stick on my layers onto the background. What I hadn't realised was that I've now got the banner sticking out too far to the right, and I'll notice that in a minute. I'll end up with losing my banner piece if I don't do something about that in a moment. I'm trying now to find some die cuts or some ephemera to go in, and I tried that floral piece, and then that was when I realised that my banner was just too far over. So I'm just going to trim it down so that we don't lose the banner off the edge of the paper. Don't mind trimming a bit of it off, but I don't want to lose the whole thing, so that fits a bit better now. So as is my usual practice, I'm having a go getting some flowers onto this layout. So I'm just remembering that I haven't outlined the banner and the circle. So I'm going to see that little floral die cut there on the right. I'm going to try and get that onto the layout, but somehow on this layout, flowers aren't working for me. So I've just punched another circle out of that swimming costume paper. I just popped it in there because there's the three of us in our costumes. So I thought it worked quite well, especially with the colour scheme of the whole layout. It really goes well. And now I'm looking at some of these Carousel puffy stickers. I like this, I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a little swirly-whirly border. And I've just popped it along the edge there, and I put part of my title onto some wax paper, Spa. It's going to be called Fun at the Spa, so I wanted to just put that in place and so that the banner fitted in, the little edge piece fitted into the right place. And those letter stickers are glittery letter stickers by Doodlebug Designs. They're really, really pretty and sparkly. And I'm going to cut out a couple of these kites. The kites don't really make any have any meaning on this layout. I just like them as an ephemera, and the colours work quite well up on the edge of the layout, and I just like them, so they're going on. They don't have to really mean anything. I just love these kites, and I keep cutting them out and sticking them on my layouts. And they almost represent balloons, I suppose, in my head, because they've gone on quite a lot of my birthday layouts, and the colours work really well with the rest of the layout. So that's where they've gone. And in the bottom right hand corner I've stuck a little die cut from just that I had hanging around, but it says it's a flip-flop kind of day, and when we arrived at the spa we were all given flip-flops to wear, They're miles too big, of course, so we didn't actually wear them, but we did all have flip-flops, so that's where I've tucked that in that corner there. Excuse me. And I'm just going to stick down my title. So the silver letters, they're from a pack. They're from a shop in the UK called Hobbycraft. That's their own alpha stickers. They're a bit like Michael's in the States and in Canada. It's a very similar sort of shop, and they do their own letter stickers. And then I'm sticking down those black and white buttons that came in the ephemera pack that goes with the Carousel collection. I thought they looked really good underneath the photo. They just gave it a little, just filled in that little space under there. Having another go with this floral die cut. It's not going to make it on the layout, so I just got to give up on that one. It just doesn't seem to work. Although I love flowers on my layouts, it's not working on this one. So I thought instead I'd have a look at these Hip Kit Club wooden buttons. They were exclusive and I hadn't used them yet, so I thought I'd stick a few of those on, because there were quite a few with the matching colours. So I've popped a few of those on. I think 2 in each area. I suppose that's 2 embellishment clusters there. Not in the classic form of the sense. I'm not really very good at embellishment clusters. I just stick them on where I feel like. Usually it's a bit of sort of, oh yeah, I'll just stick it there. And then around the side of all down the side of the layout, this is where my journaling's going to go. I had quite a bit to say about this this trip, so as you can see, I've done a fair bit of journaling all down the side there. And then I'm just looking for a few more little bits to embellish with. These are more of the puffy stickers from the Carousel collection. And I thought I'd put a few hearts just dotted around where they look good to my eye. I was trying to find 1 or 2 phrases that I could also put on, and these are the stickers that go with the Carousel collection as well. So once I'd had a look at all the puffy stickers, I also had a look at the other stickers, and I popped that one underneath. It just says celebrate. It looks like a bit of fake washi really. And then this puffy sticker I liked as well. It's called Celebrate Today. So it's all about celebrating, because this is all about my birthday still. And my final touch, as I've done on all my birthday layouts, is these little bits of 60 confetti. I pick out 3 on it for each layout and just tuck them in here and there, not too, they don't stand out too much. I just tuck them in fairly unobtrusive, but I just quite like the idea of popping in these 60s that in various spots around the page, because that's the occasion we're celebrating. So that's pretty much it. That's the last bits that I do. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this layout, and please like and subscribe if you do. Goodbye.